Hi friends, I'm Scott Giles, minister and hypnotist, and welcome to Power Talk Premium. Let me say thank you to my paid subscribers here on Substack. I appreciate your support because I love helping people take control of their lives through the power of their minds, and your support lets me do that. If you want to know more about my professional work, check out my website, which I'll tag in the description. If there is something in your life that you feel is out of control, using hypnosis can turn that around. Well, today I'm going to invite you to come with me in your imagination to Lake Wobegon, the fictional community created by humorist Garrison Keillor, where all the women are strong, all the men are good-looking, and all the children are above average, as he used to say. The reason I bring this up is because most of us think we are above average. Not because we are. I mean, if most people are above average, then the word average would be meaningless. But we all want to think well of ourselves, and I get that. Above the entryway to the oracle in ancient Delphi was the motto, "Know yourself." Every philosopher I've ever read has recommended much the same. In the Tao Te Ching, the Taoist author Lao Tzu wrote, "If you understand others, you are smart. If you understand yourself, you are illuminated." The problem with that is that it's really hard to know yourself with integrity because most of our behaviors, desires, and feelings come out of our unconscious mind, and by definition, it's going to be very difficult to understand those things consciously. Now, one can get there, but it takes inner work and a lot of self-honesty, some courage, and a willingness to consider how we are reflected in the eyes of the people around us. Because authentic self-understanding is difficult, some modern-day scammers have figured out how to capitalize on that. And if you go on social networking, you will find all sorts of test quizzes and other offerings that will tell you what sort of a person you are, what Star Wars character you most resemble, what ancient deity you mostly resemble. They will help you identify your color preferences, your spirit animal, or any of a list of temperamental types. Now, categorization schemes for personalities can be useful. In the mental health world, they're called typologies. And I've used the Myers-Briggs type indicator and the Enneagram in my own work. But what I'm talking about goes far beyond that. Those various apps and quizzes that you see on social networking are encouraging people to adopt what I call a micro-identity. Instead of trying to understand yourself in an authentic way, in your fullness as a person, you settle for an easy out, thinking about only one part of yourself and stopping there. But this really doesn't work for self-understanding because what you will learn about yourself will tend to be superficial and incomplete. It's sort of a counterfeit self-knowledge. The risk of using these things is that you end up with only a superficial self-understanding, and you're not going to find fulfillment with that level of self-understanding. For example, I had a client recently tell me that his sole life goal was to earn a lot of money. He was sure of it. Making money was his life goal, period. Well, I said, If the only goal is to make a lot of money, consider becoming a pimp or a drug dealer. Because from everything I've read, doing that will probably make you a pile of dough quickly. Well, he was offended. "I would never be a drug dealer," he exclaimed. "Why not?" I asked. And he proceeded to list all the social harms that drug dealers cause. And "I agree completely," I said. "But you've just told me that your real motivation isn't just to make a lot of money. You've got some social values going on here that you want to respect as you seek to make a lot of money. So let's talk about those social values, because they're going to give us the clue to what's really important to your deeper mind." His superficial self-understanding was that he existed to make a lot of money, but upon questioning, we could quickly determine that there's a whole lot more that he valued, and valued more than money. Unless he could come to an understanding about that, he'd probably find himself making bad decisions. He might, as an illustration, take a job he hated just because it was profitable, when a job that was more consistent with his values would actually make him happy and improve his fulfillment. So if you really want to do this job right and understand who you are, it's going to take some time. That's why people spend years in psychotherapy, life coaching, or spiritual direction. It requires long-term commitment. Few of us know ourselves as well as we would like to think we do. Now, I remember long ago when I was working with my very first spiritual director as a young man. He looked me right in the eyes and said, "Scott, that was a load of bullcrap." He then proceeded to show me how I was fooling myself and that my sense of myself was seriously flawed. While it was hard at the time, in the long run, that freed me to be who I really am. Instead of playing a performative role in my life where I tried to act as if I were someone I am not, I realized that I need to actually figure out who I am and act that way. I'm not a spontaneous person. I always like to have a plan B for everything. Nor am I a person who makes decisions on the basis of emotions. I mean, I have emotions, as everyone does, but I'm much more of a logical type. I think my way through issues rather than just trusting my gut. So I strongly recommend the harder path. It's good to know yourself, but don't fall for the scams of people who want to do a little test to give you some cutesy categorization of yourself. You'll be happier and more successful if you do the larger work. Don't settle for the easy imitations of self-knowledge. It's worth committing to a long-term study of yourself where you do some serious work with a therapist, coach, or spiritual director. It will take time and it will cost, but you sort of get what you pay for. And in matters like this, what you'll get is deep self-understanding and an awareness of what you need to do to be happy. Thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. I'd like to invite you to join me. It helps me a lot if you tell others about my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you're watching this on YouTube. I always welcome people to join my Substack, which is the best way to see my content. And you can join that from my website. If you don't see a subscribe button on whatever platform you're using to view this video. And if you're wondering if I can be of help to you, consider working directly with me. Feel free to reach out through my website for a free, no obligation meet and greet call, and we'll talk about it. Have a great week.